ICE agents were being blocked at hospitals, mobbed in liberal cities, and dragged in headlines as the villains. But now the tides seem to have turned. No more warnings, no more wait, no more sanctuary. ICE is hauling these people away in bulk, and the Democrats are screaming because they didn't expect the pushback quite like this. So stay with me because this story exposes everything.
We were speaking our minds like we can as U.S. citizens. We have tear gas, being pepper based pump. I got hit with the paintball. This is not okay. We are expressing our First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech, freedom of action, freedom of the press. This is what we need to be doing as a people coming together against them, a tyranny. They are the evil.
What rights? Y'all help me understand. You're in this country illegally. You broke the law. You got caught, and now you're claiming victimhood. This is definitely Democrat conditioning at work, to say the least. They've taught these people that breaking the law somehow earns them some sort of protection. The entitlement, man. Meanwhile, you, the American citizen, get zero grace for a late tax return. And while he's crying on the sidewalk.
In case you missed it, if you are an illegal alien in LA who's not going back to work because you're afraid that you're going to get deported because you're in our country illegally, Mayor Bass of California has a little treat for you, a little snack. LA was going to be providing cash assistance to immigrants affected by the raids. You came into our country illegally, you're a criminal, let us pay you. Let me just make it rain on you. The mayor did emphasize that the money will not come from city coffers, but from philanthropic partners, and the cards will be distributed by immigrants' rights groups such as the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights of Los Angeles. Travis Tritt would say, "It's a great day to be alive. No, the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. It's a hard times in the neighborhood." Well, I mean, unless you're an illegal, then you don't have hard times because we're giving you health care, we're giving you a luxury apartment, we're giving you just cash money. It's a good day.
You want to talk
In case
about
you missed it, if you are
systemic injustice? Here it is, right there in y'all face. You got Americans out here struggling to eat, pay rent, keep the lights on while these illegals getting all these handouts handed straight to them. No ID, no history, and no accountability. I always tell y'all it's never about compassion with these people. It's always about power and control and how Democrats weaponize illegal immigration to buy loyalty. They're not solving poverty. They're importing dependency. But the deeper problem, some of these people aren't just broke. They're predators.
Get a photo with all these guys. Si le hablan ya sabes. Las llaves de la troca las voy a dejar en la bocina. Ok, ahí mi celular. Vaya sencillo. That's how you do that.
ICE arrests convicted child predator after the system tried to let him go. I'll try to read that again. A child predator was walking free after the system. Look, thanks to a soft sentencing and liberal judges, really. ICE had to clean that up. Now ask yourself, who's ICE really protecting? Because it sure ain't the criminal. It's you. It's your family. It's your children. And Democrats still have the nerve to call that racist. And it's not just predators. It's murderers too. Try to see this guy. Hold on, let me get it. Oh, here on the screen. I got him right. A man convicted of murder was in this country illegally and somehow still here long enough to take another life. How does that happen? Simple. The left protects narratives, not people. Not at all. And if someone has to die to keep the border open, so be it for them. But ICE, they flipped the switch.
Undocumented immigrants, they will no longer be eligible for bond hearings if they are detained. The Trump administration has declared that millions of undocumented immigrants will not be able to leave ICE custody while they fight deportation proceedings in court. In a memo to staff last week, acting ICE Director Todd Lyons instructed agents to hold immigrants throughout the process. The deportation process can take months, sometimes even years.
So ICE confirms immigrants no longer eligible for bond. Undocumented immigrants, I'm sorry, are no longer eligible for bond. No more revolving door, no more catch and release. You break in, you're held in, period. And what does the left do? Cry about inhumanity. But honestly, what does that, what's really inhumane about it? Honestly, what's really inhumane about this is letting American families die to protect someone else's votes, in my opinion. You think that's the end, but nope. The left found a new villain. The cops who help ICE.
I'm interested in making sure that our community knows that Providence Police are there to protect them, that they will not cooperate or serve as immigration agents, and preliminarily we believe that policy was followed in that instance, although it certainly was a jarring video that I saw, but upon closer review and understanding the full context of the circumstance, it seems like at the initial outset that Providence Police acted in accordance with our existing policy.
While I am grateful that there is an investigation, I have serious concerns even of the perception that Providence Police is partnering, working with, in any way, supporting the activities of ICE. And I'm going to keep working with my colleagues and with the mayor and with public safety to make sure that our city ordinance is followed, which explicitly prohibits Providence Police from doing exclusive immigration enforcement action.
Wow. So, Rhode Island's mayor goes after cops who helped arrest a MS-13 fentanyl trafficker. This is definitely Democrat governance on full display. Protect the trafficker. Punish the officers. Don't make any sense. They just want to let that poison flow. Just don't stop it with federal enforcement. They're not anti-ICE because they care about people. They're anti-ICE because ICE stops the chaos for profit pipeline. When that cartel cover just got exposed.
You say it's Democrats, but I will bet it's not just Democrats who are hiring these people, Tommy. You have people in the agricultural district who, throughout not just California, but the United States. I mean, not just farming, not just agriculture, construction. And those are just two areas. So one, nothing happens to the people who are dangling the carrot of opportunity for those people to come over the border to try and feed their families and try and find a better life. One, they're not getting paid minimum wage. They're not getting benefits. There's so much abuse to these people working in these positions. And when you say cheap labor, well, you know what? Republicans benefit and don't gripe about cheaper produce or, cheaper fruits and vegetables in the supermarket. So there are going to be huge ramifications if your side gets what they want, because if you truly deported over 11 million undocumented people, that will have a huge negative impact on the economy. And that negative impact will trickle down to the consumer, regardless of their political party, when they go to buy an avocado, for example, at the supermarket.
But Leslie, I have a question. And I really do, because I'm struggling with this. Number one, I do think people who employ illegal aliens should face a penalty. I'm right there with you. And I know that some Republicans love cheap labor as well. So no contest there. I get it. And I'm with you on it. I don't know how Democrats can have it both ways. Either you will admit that illegal aliens drive down wages because they provide cheap labor, or you can't say, well, they're not driving down the wages, but yet if we deport them, then everything's going to go up. How can you say both things? They're either driving down wages or they're not driving down wages. Which one is it?
I don't feel that they're driving down wages. And I think that, the wages, not just I know the wages are different. If you have somebody who is willing to work 14-hour days, 6 days a week in 100-degree temperatures we get in the Central Valley with no breeze, to pick lettuce, for example, right? Well, that head of lettuce is going to cost a lot less, regardless of the wage they're being paid. However, when you factor in the wage, because they're being paid less, to replace that person who is documented, that person is not going to accept less than minimum wage. The employer legally wouldn't be able to pay them less than minimum wage. So that's common sense. If it costs you more
but you just
for that
made my
one
point.
worker there,
You made
and
my
that
point.
also that worker's also going to have to be paid a lot more, Tommy, because they're going to have to work triple the time because they're not going to work the 14-hour days, 6 days a week or 7.
Then they're going to have to hire Americans or legal immigrants, and they're going to have to pay them more.
Won't happen.
So illegal aliens are
Won't
driving
happen.
down wages. They're a permanent serf class in America. They are second-class citizens that Democrats are totally fine with exploiting.
Yeah. Tommy, shut it down. Democrats want cheap labor, not deportations. It's not about asylum. It's not about dreams. But it's about, I can tell you what's it about. It's about cheap votes and cheap labor. Labor. That's what it's about, man. They flooding the country with workers they can exploit and voters that they can program. Yeah, and they'll call you racist for pointing it out. Even if you black, legal, and paying taxes. Ironic. Anywho, the real propaganda just kicked in.
I need some advice. How are you all going throughout your day without constantly thinking about the fact that people are in concentration camps? I'm about to cry. I need some advice.
Okay, so this woman just claimed ICE detention centers are concentration camps. No. Concentration camps didn't offer showers, beds, free meals, and taxpayer-funded legal aid. Stop disrespecting history to make your bad take go viral. This isn't oppression, it's accountability. And that's what they hate the most. Meanwhile, ICE kept leveling up.
That hundreds have just
Hold on, I want y'all to really, really hear what this guy's claiming.
You might have heard that thousands of ICE agents have been quitting their jobs, that hundreds have just been dropping on the spot, deciding that they just didn't want to be an ICE agent, whether this is for their own safety and security and the fear of the retaliation of events that we saw just happen in Texas. But this is not true. There are many different TikTokers here and other places that I've seen talk about this idea of ICE agents quitting their job, but there is zero evidence to corroborate this. There are no ICE agents leaving en masse. There are no ICE agents quitting their jobs by the hundreds. None of this is happening. And I know a lot of us may have felt in that tiny moment of that video of thinking that there was humanity left within these individuals, and the humanity of these people covering their faces as they disrupt homes and separate moms from their children and fathers from their children, as they destroy the lives of people that are doing their job in our society, as they target people that actually provide value to our society and are no different from their ancestors. But there is no humanity, and they are not leaving. They are not quitting. It is only getting worse. In fact, the big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump just passed increased ICE's funding, now making them one of the largest military forces within the United States with the most funding. And they are on track to potentially add an additional 10,000 agents to ICE. They are not shrinking, they are growing. And as they continue to incorporate battle-tested technology, such as thermal cameras and technology that is able to infiltrate our phones if you haven't locked them. All of these things in which have been tested in Gaza against the Palestinians are now being used right here domestically by ICE agents. Do not for a moment think that ICE agents are on your side. Do not think that they are showing signs of humanity, as they are cowards that cover their faces and kick children out of their homes and send parents to countries that many of their children have never been to.
Long story short, you got people out here on TikTok claiming that ICE is quitting en masse right now. But even though he hates, he obviously has a disdain for ICE. He has to acknowledge, that's false. And I feel like it's a Democrat script that's kind of going around right now, because I'm hearing people and seeing these videos just pop up out of nowhere. None of them are seemingly going viral, but they're claiming that ICE is quitting by the thousands. But no, ICE expanded. I think he said facial recognition, drones. And obviously, you got funding boosts under Trump. I don't know about the whole phone, being able to tap into your phone and stuff like that. I don't know. But that just shows you ICE didn't slow down. They upgraded. While liberals were hashtagging abolish ICE. ICE was getting facial recognition gear, according to him. I haven't seen any reports outside of this video just yet. Tactical gear. I do know about the big, beautiful bill, obviously, but I haven't seen, all the details in which, and it would tell me everything that they actually get funding towards or for. But I'll say now they're just 10 steps ahead. So the question is, who does this country belong to, y'all?
Nobody has the right to invade our country, fill up our emergency rooms, take our health care, take our jobs, take our tax dollars, live an entire life on free welfare. Every illegal alien family that Joe Biden and his party imported into this country that has 5 kids, 6 kids, 7 kids, who do you think is paying for their health care? Who do you think is paying for their education? Who do you think is paying for their food, their shelter, their housing, all of it? The working and middle class of this country. Nobody has the right to invade our country.
Boom. Y'all want to hear him say that one more time. Not by caravan, not by pity, and not by loophole. Nobody has that right. We don't owe access to anyone who disrespects our laws, drains our system, and risks our safety all at the same time. I'm sorry. And I'm sure we're not apologizing for that. ICE didn't back down. They doubled down. And they mad. Maybe it's because you were never on America's side to begin with. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You could be saving their life. Peace.